Good evening. How are we doing this? Fine evening. I'm doing great. Well, I'll say great. I'm good. Having a good time, having a good day. And feeling ready to stream. So then, tonight we have a catch up on the ANZ Pantheon challenges over the weekend. And then we are going to be looking into a couple of team games. Something different, something bit of fun, bit of silliness. And hey, it's going to be what it is. But anyway, let us rock on into it. And the first part of the night is going to be the Pantheon challenge from over the weekend. A little bit delayed, and for that I apologise. Monday was not a good day. Was not well, so no stream there. Sorry about that. But anyway, Pantheon challenges, and tonight we have Ryfun versus Battle Moose. These two guys are going to have a go at it. They're going to see who comes out the victor, and we might as well kick this right off the start. First map between these two guys. Walk that up and switch scenes over. Looking in to Crazy Rush. That's right, Crazy Rush. It's on him, but not on him, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so we all know Crazy Rush, you start yourself with one mix, and every time you build another one. Now, Friendly and Fun is actually Ryfun, so don't be fooled by the name. And he is, anyway, he's opening Seraphim, throwing down some power, throwing down a factory. And his opponent today is Battle Moose. Is you also throwing down power and victory. And basically, we all know the deal with Crazy Rush. You have one mass extractor, but as soon as you build an extractor on it, the surrounding 4 items appear as more mass extractors. So you'll see this in evidence as soon as he flips around and builds that. There we go. And there's a new one. So you can basically have unlimited mass. Protect it, you are fine. See there, planning to go backwards, which is not a bad plan. Get a bit further away, keep your build space up here, and Engineer pops out is probably going to start on power because heck, you need it. You need all the power on this map. Anyway, up here we have a cheeky first bomber coming out from Ryfun, so he's not making any taking no holds. And let's just see how much of an annoyance this is going to be. Over it comes, spots a target, drops a bomb, damages a mass extractor. We'll probably see well, I'm hoping we'll see anti-air come out of this next, as we need to repair some of these mixes before they go down. I mean, they're only tier 1, they won't take long to go in there, and in fact they're going with an anti-air turret instead of the unit. Curious choice. Will the bomber actually get any kills at this rate? Going for the hover bomb, doesn't get it, and now there's both ground anti-air and the turret come out. Tries to get something out, but that bomber gets absolutely nothing done except a bit of damage on some of these, a lot of damage on the mass extractors. Really wanted to drop another bomb over here. See that Ryfun tried for the hover bomb, but it did not pay off. Anyway, that was all he's done. Now he's just doing eco. It's good to say he's a little bit behind at the moment because of that early bomber. However, probably evened up by the whole having to delay to make the anti-air. So got a couple of that. If we find any more bombers turn up, and let's say drop a bomb right here and kill all of this. But that doesn't matter. Getting up his eco, getting up his build power. Need all the build power for this. Early stages of the Crazy Rush. Always a little bit quieter while the guys try and sort themselves out. Try and get the eco working. See more eco, more build power is what you need, is what you go for. And you can see Moose actually has a whole bunch of factories planned, so he's wanting to get into some early build power. Want to get some early units out and get his rush on, I'd imagine. 5 kilometer map, so T1 rush is usually the happiest answer. If that is fairly even, you'll see T2 come out and maybe even T3. But anyway, both these guys are pretty high rated. You got Moose is just hovering on the pro, while Ryfun is definitely in the pro region. And you can tell this is a custom game because of the lack of individual digit rating. Anyhow, Picking that down here, and Moose still doesn't have an air factory. He's got 3 land factories and they're chopping out units already. We've got some combat units pouring into these 2, engineers coming out of that one, and all the eco being built. Up on the flip side we have air factory 4. Ryfun is just popping out engineers at this stage. Here's a single factory also popping out engineers. No combat units at this stage. See a change on that. There we go, some combat units coming out of this 3rd factory that's been built, but he's still got 2 factories doing engineers, 1 doing units, compared to the 1 engineer, 2 unit factories down here for the Moose. So, out comes the first little bits, and looks like they may be heading over this way with anticipation to cut off exactly this. And there's all the factories lined up. So these guys are going to wander over this way, and this engineer isn't going to get a lot done. Up that over. Shadow off the ground. He's not going to be able to grab this mix at all, especially once that tank gets in range. I mean, the anti-air is not going to do a lot, but the tank's going to do a bit. Tank's going to kill it. See a redirect of units from Ryfun? Well, we do. He's got to start moving over this way. However, this Tham is now 2v1 against some strikers, and that's never going to end well. Alright, and the Selene comes over and gets itself knocked off as well. So there we go, some good early harassment from Moose. He's got the units out, he's got them in place, just trying to deny some of the expansions. Bit of intel over there from this guy. But we are now up to 1, 2, 3. 3 factories for Ryfun, and they are producing... No, that one's still doing engineers, so just 2 on the unit build, but we have more factories lined up. All the factories lined up. Over on the side we see Moose is pushing in with some more units. He's going to kill off some more build power, which is most annoying. Get in here and kill those guys would be really good. But up here we see he's pushing with these units, and he's going to kill off these engineers. Because, you know, why not? Make a right roar of the noise to yourself. Will the engineer go down? Actually, there's stray shot. There it is. So he did. And these engineers over here are going to get blapped as well. And the commander has to come out and help clean house, because that's what a commander does when the engineers fail. Loses all of those guys, has lost all of these, so that's a big dent in his starting push. If we check out down here though, how's Moose going? Well, he's got a lot more factories up. Let's just have a quick count. How are your factories? Well, we've got 10. Really 10? Counting that one as well, which is just about done, and that one's just about done. So 10 on there. On the flip side we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So Moose is well ahead on the production capability, and indeed still fairly even on the eco stages, but the fact he's got more factories, it means he can put out more units, but he needs to put pressure on with those. No point in building them up and letting them die without getting things done. And over here we see the trickle is being swamped by a group, so Moose wants to solidify his forces, and we can see that's exactly what's happening. He has grabbed all of these guys and told them to move to a spot, just group up and be a little bit more concise and useful. There we go, units coming, tanks coming out, Artie throwing shells over. Gonna get caught though, Artie right in the midst, it's a bad idea. These guys are pushing down, so Ryfun forcing you engaged on the left hand side by keeping his units come together, so Moose has to respond to that. He can't go willy-nilly. He's grouped up a bunch of units, doesn't want to group them up too much because there is some army there which will cause some mayhem. Should they sit still, which they are, here comes a shell. That's a good amount of damage. But that's enough units there to scare away Ryfun from that side, who is also popping out some units on the right. So, checking out the factories, 1 through 4, 8, 10, 12, 15 or so for Ryfun, and we have 1, 2, 3, so 6, 12, closer to 18, so Moose is still ahead in factory, still fairly even on the eco situation, but he doesn't want to stop building mixes, which he is not. Maybe wants to help with that, but his focus may be elsewhere, because he's trying to raid. G'day Moose. What do we have here? Ah, I wonder. What do we have here? Yes, there's a moose. It's your Pantheon game, my friend. Yeah, at the moment you are doing not so bad. You got more factories, you got around about the same EQ. What happened there? Is that reclaim? Don't think so. Maybe so. expansionistic rifle going for this side mixes. Good little push coming up on the side here though. It's going to knob off this engineer, stop him building more. And going to be able to kill off these units, and probably not the commander who's standing right there though. Although Moose does have to be a little concerned with this force coming in here. It's quite a big one, and is more than anything has in the area trying to pop up a point defense that's going up pretty quickly. It should be able to get up in time to help with some defense. But do we have RC in the mix? I hear it. There it is. There's one RT in the mix, so that will cause a little bit of havoc. Although now there's reinforcing units as well as the point defense, it should be easy for Moose to hold that and be absolutely fine. In the meantime, his marauding units up here have just kept on wandering on by, just killing off as much as they can, killing off engineers here, there and everywhere, slowing down the production of mass extractors, slowing down power, just slowing down factory building, just generally being a nuisance, which is all well and good. But the flip side is exactly what's happening here as well. Ryfin has his units around the back, killing units, killing off engineers, slowing down production. So it's pretty much a tit for tat at the moment. However, these guys keep going, they will run into a couple of point defense which will say, hi, I'm sure you don't want to live. Which they don't, and the commander's in the area, so they ain't gonna last long. Not looking too bad for Moose right now, though. We have a bomber out just to be annoying. Do we have an air factory for Moose? No, we do not. He's still in the pure land spam game. I imagine we'll see that change at some point in the near future, because you can't just let bombers have their way with your units. Doesn't even have anti-air in the mix of his, because it's going all anti-ground. So some good pressure coming in. These guys just wandering up, causing Ryfin to come back and pull his units into a single blob. Still not seeing an air factory anywhere. Oh, Teason, how we doing, my friend? We are game 1 of the Weekend Pantheon challenge, and it is on Crazy Rush. We all know Crazy Rush. Silliness. Absolute silliness. Alright, check it out here though, just with a frontline skirmish between forces. Just wandering past each other, throwing random shots, and off they go. Well, it looks like Moose is going to consolidate his units to the left, and Ryfin was moving them to the right, but he has decided to bring them back. However, we have this lovely little air swarm coming in, and these bombers, if they are targeting mass extractors, could do some damage here. We have the spread fire, we've got anti-air in the way, so maybe they won't get as many bombs off as they'd like to. Well, that looks like they will, and that is a good chunk of max extractors down. T2 max extractor in the middle lives, another one there because it has just the more health. Now they'll be very quickly to be rebuilt, although it does take time and mass to do so. We have that air factory yet. There's one, right there. Though it's not being built, because there's some over there being built. Okay. Back to the middle, bombers are being all harassy again. Just gradually killing off units, which is not helpful. Excuse me. That kind of popped out of nowhere. It's been sitting there for a while, but there it is. Alright, so as I say, bombs up the top, just knocking off units as they please, which means that is going to give an advantage to Ryfin, even though the unit composition is fairly similar right here. The bombs over here just going to make life that much more of a misery. So much death, so many wrecks, so much reclaim. There's a shift if ever I saw one. Everybody go there. But honestly, you don't need to worry that much about reclaim on this map, because you just build more mixes. Build them all. Get more reclaim. And as we see, Moose's units have they've thinned out a little bit at this point, and I'd say the units have kind of even on the ground, but Ryfin's are in a nice big clump. Nice big clump while Moose is trickling his in. Maybe he wants to drop back. He has got T2 in the front now. He's got himself some power, got himself shield. T2 engines out. I imagine we're going to see some point defense come out to help with protection. Do we have any tech for Ryfin? Well, we do. Some engineers here. They're popping up as T2 PD there. RT going up over there. And a T2 PD there as well. So the effectiveness of T1 units are going to be limited. And in fact, we have Ilshivers coming out here as well, so that's going to be a problem for Moose. Ilshivers make very, very short work of T1 units. They are very strong, very annoying. T2 bots. They have good range, good fire rate, good health, good damage. They are possibly the strongest T2 units in the game. Not definitely, just possibly. And speaking of units, so we now have Ryfen is moving his over to the right, looking to get some work done and do a bit of a pushback on Moose's stuff, which is going to succeed. Those bombs are still floating over here being annoying, although we have some point defense now coming down for Moose. That's going to help keep things in shape. We'll be able to pick off some of the units to come a bit closer. Engineers working on their own point defense down here. Get those in behind walls and they'll be fine. Now some interceptors are out from Moose so they can clean up any bombers that decide to show up, or he can use his own bombers to help pick up units. Alright, there we go, point defense is up and it is a firing on anything that comes in range. Bombers over here just doing some more damage, and units have moved over to try and help stem this, although having said that, there is a pillar in there. So Moose has got himself into the T2 stage as well, somewhere. There it is, there's the HQ. And he is looking to try and counter all of this. Right, there are some up here. Yes, up here. He did, although now it's looking a little bit on the grim side. This all here is a lot to try and slow down with the units he's got, and you can push on the left as well now from extra units, which are going to take out more of this build power over here. The middle is fine, the middle is held, there's engineers popping down PD, and they will be able to stop basically anything that goes around. Don't worry, it changes soon, so you'll stop being under pressure. Sounds good. Bombers doing their work. Point defense is trying, but these shots are just lobbing over the walls, and yeah, that's not stopping anything. Now, is the commander still in resistance down here? Because he can start overcharging things. There he is. Does he even have overcharge? Well, no. Neither player has overcharge. That's the thing, though. Got some more point defense here. Is helping to smash things down. Bombers are definitely doing their work over here. Lots of burning, lots of napalm. And some pillars out to help clean things. Alright. That's finished up there. And now Moose can focus on the left. And indeed we see a shift of all the units going this way to help defend against this lot. Alright, still one lone Ilshava roaming around. Gonna eat some bombs, take some damage, but he's gonna carry on for now. Alright, so nice meeting forces over here, and I'm curious about the shift. That's right, let the bombs do the work, he says. Bring those in. Evening, Rowie. How we doing? So interestingly, Moose has decided to not go for the clump, but cut off the reinforcements with this lot. And oh, he's changed his mind though. He decided, actually, I need to worry about this. There's a lot in there. There's enough bombers around to cause a lot of havoc and cause a lot of damage. So that will help with thin out numbers. There is a couple of anti-air in the mix, but not enough really to stop that many bombers. And I think we'll see them all run away. In the middle we still have the point defense or Happy Joy. We have T2RT. I know it's there somewhere. There it is. So that is not even pointing it there. Must be another one somewhere. I'm sure I saw the shell come flying in. Anyway, Moose is chucking out his own ID. Now how's the range on that? That's quite a distance. Could take out a lot of stuff. Like this artillery here, which is now under shield, so never mind. And we have another T2 being popped up there. So that is a few. Nice cluster of T1 AA. But we have a look now. Moose is getting a decent push back on the left hand side here. Units are forcing Ryfen back. Is running into a couple of point defense here and there, which is not helping his cause, but it is some good pressure to help keep things back. And this little small group of T2RT, well, it was going to be 3 of them, now it's only 2, and more shields going up because it looks like he needs them. Maybe he does. We have a few artillery here causing havoc. Only under the 1 shield, so if you focus down you could win that war. But checking up here though, those units have made it into range of the base and are starting to take out, I was going to say starting to take out, but it's all tanks. Only a couple of AD in the mix which have gone down, so they're not going to get a huge amount of damage done to that eco over that side. But Moose has run out of units and needs to fall back. And things actually go, for a Crazy Rush, quiet. This is really quiet for a Crazy Rush. Not much going on. Alright, now we saw people with T2. Do we have any T3 going on? Well, there's actually a T3 upgrade on the way from Moose. So he's made start towards T3, and if we look over this side, we already have T3 for Rifin, and he's had it for a while because that is a halfway done T3 reactor. He's also got himself into the T2B game and is not building a thing from that, so maybe he's waiting on the power. Looks like he is because those shields are blinking. And as a matter of fact, the shields are blinking enough that the artillery rounds from Moose are getting through here. They've taken out that shield generator and they're taking out the artillery. So hey, why not? It's all gone. Checking out on the left though, we have more bombers out. From Rifin being extra harassing, we do have some anti-air in the vicinity. Looking to just clean things up, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Enough units there to keep things under control, one would hope. Looks like it, but the problem is these Ilshivers. They will absolutely shred down the T1. Yeah, checking out what do we have on the cards. Well, there we go, energy has been finished for Rifin, so that is job done out of there. We see, is that Notha? Yeah, it is Notha. Just the one sitting around, no more being built. Yeah, there's plenty of power up there though. Okay. How's that T3 going over there? Well, it's 40% done, so not much assistance on that. So Moose is needing to keep some units pouring out because, well, he does need to keep units pouring out because of this S coming down. Which he definitely needs to defend against. Now we've got some units moved down on the right as well, of course. So Rifin wants to push over this side whilst there's more factories coming up. Let's have a factory count. Moose is sitting on 57. T1 factories, 57, and 53 for Rifin, so pretty even on the factory front of things. But I think we're going to find out that T2 factories are going to be the difference, if I can see any. Here we go. So we've got 9 T2 factories for Rifin, and we've got 6 for Moose. And of course Rifin has T3 as well, which is yet to be completed here for Moose. Alright, now he's getting pushed from both directions. He's got hordes of units on the left and a bunch of units on the right, and uh-oh. Bam GM, how you doing my friend? Thank you for the raid, nice to see you. See you nice. Are you having a good night? Was looking at this, Moose is not having a good night. He is under pressure from both flanks. Rifin has units all set to go and doing the damage. Not happy fun times at all. Do we see any siege tanks coming out of this yet? Well, no, it's all engineers, and it's all engineers because of this. 2 of the 3 is you and Rowie. Well, it doesn't matter. You're here. It's a raid. I appreciate it. Happy to see you. So this is going to be a problem. I don't see Moose with anything that can stop that yet. Does he actually know it's there? I mean, scouting is a thing. Maybe he's seen... Oh, he has seen it. He's definitely had a scout over, so he's seen that, so he knows it exists. And that may be why there's suddenly more build power on this to get T3. Alright, but speaking of things, we have... Oh, that's a pain. Ilshivers in the back of your base. It's a massive pain. As soon as that shield goes down, things are going to be bad. There it goes. Now watch the stuff die, including power. And you so don't want to lose power off the stage. However, those units have been cleaned up. A lot of them came in, and a lot of them died. And looks like those Ilshivers over here ain't going to get a lot done either. So not quite as much damage as they could have been. Although we have more units coming in on the right as well. We've got some more T1 PD down to try and shoot those guys away. That's all arty though. So it's going to outrange your PD. Alright, Trads over here doing their bestest to keep these guys out. And looks like we do have power issues for Moose because these shields are flickering on and off despite the fact he's got about fucking 10 T2 powers. 8. He's Still getting pressure from both sides, but the pressure does ease off a bit because that. Oh dear. That's just about done. So we do have T3 here. We have all the build power being put up because you're gonna need it. You're absolutely gonna need it. That freaking chicken coming in, you're gonna really want Ravagers. Lots and lots of Ravagers. Get them up, get some defences, and see how it goes. Bombers are out trying. There we go. There goes the chicken. And it is on its way. It is on its way to the right because it doesn't want to tangle with this slot because that's a lot of triads, to be fair. Although the T2RT from Ryfun is getting the job done. It is absolutely probably hit at the right time while there was a power stall. Getting some damage in and still stalling power. How badly off are you? Real bad. Whereas Ryfun's looking a little more stable. Anyway, where did that chicken go? There it is. Seen it? Nope, lost it. No radar? No idea. We do have some Titans out, so they are not bad for repelling lower tier units, but they are bad for trying to repel the chicken. Yep, friendly as Ryfun. That is correct. And yeah, I can't do Crazy Rush. You see that with so much eco, trying to focus on everything once, it's like, and we hear the chicken light up. Getting ourselves some kills on some poor hapless interceptors that drop down, and some Titans that go, I'm going to stand here, take on an assault bot. Then I'm going to take on the big assault bot. Not a great plan. Alright, so chicken in, and is Moose aware of it? What is the response? Well, I'm seeing all the build power going somewhere. Well, that floaty. Surely he's aware of that now. He is. What are we working on? More engineers? I'm sure we'll see some PD or something pop up in any time now. And looking over here, we have bombers trying to be annoying. They are going to run into a little bit of T1 AA. So they'll pop down. That is all good. And there we go. There's the Ravager line. The Ravager line with all the build power. And those are going to go real quick. Yeah, look at that go. And they should start focusing on this immediately, I would imagine. There we have it. So the Ravagers are going up quick smart, and you want more than 3. There we go. Working on it. What's the chicken down to? Well, it is down to around about half health, and it's dropping off fast because it's walked into range of T1 point defense and is not focusing fire on it. Looks like he's just trying to run it into the base and kill as much of the income as he can. Moose seems to be a little careful. That's a focus on the commander if ever I saw one, and hurt but not dead. He's okay, folks, but that's going to be a problem. That's going to kill off a bunch of stuff, and if it kills off the T3 HQ, that's going to be even more of a problem because that'll be no more Percy's. Because of course Percy's are a great answer. There it goes. Bugger. That's going to be an issue. Because you see the amount of eco that Ryfun put into that chicken, and now that's just like, what is it? 20,000 reclaim sitting on Moose's doorstep, and he has the build power to use it too. All of these power, and you can upgrade these to another factory to T3 really quickly with the amount of build power he has, so it's not too much of a drama. As long as he can hold and keep the Percy's in play, and they will be able to stop all of this. It just needs to not stand still under the fire of these guys though. However, at the heart of the base is a bunch of Ravagers, and those will help clean up anything that rolls in as well. Okay, so about all, let's have a look at, that's going to be a problem. I don't see Sam's down here. I see still got power issues, so need to get those sorted. And Yeah, there might be a bunch of reclaims sitting right there on his doorstep, but if he hasn't got the power to use it, it's going to be an issue, and I think that's going to be more of an issue. Yeah, see, that's a T3 upgrade getting rushed, which is a good idea. Get those Percies out to try and help. But just the everything everywhere. We do have Triads helping clean the house. We have T1 PD over here helping out. We have what's the Ravagers poking around everywhere. There goes the Scout. They're still sitting up there, so that's fine. Do have some siege tanks coming in. They die to Ravagers as they do. So a lot of anti-ground in the base, but feeling very hemmed in right now. Question is, do we have anything planned? Well, that T3 factory is done, so the Percivals can continue being built here. And Percivals are a decent answer. Still waiting on... Oh, there we go. They are on the way. Now then, they're going for a snipe. It's a lot of shields to be sitting under. Going to be hard to snipe them out. Let's have a look-see. But bear in mind, there is no anti-air. That looks like a split. Nope, they're going for the eco. And that's a lot of eco to lose. Down to 180. And Moose actually calls out the GG. I'm not surprised. That is a huge amount of income to lose. And of course, the Rex gone, says no more reclaim. And now the bombers are just cleaning the shop. Absolutely nothing to stop them. And they come, down goes everything, and Moose hits out with a Control K. That looked like an absolutely manic game. I mean, absolutely manic, just constant. Like, I'm impressed by the guys that can play that to that level. I sure as hell know I couldn't. Trying to deal with all those, well, all the everything. Just wouldn't work it out for me. Anyway, that is game 1 of this best of 3, going over to Rifen. That is the end of the Crazy Rush, and we have the second bout, which is going to go down on a map known as Serenity Desert. Let's fire this up and check out round 2. Alrighty. It's your turn this week, Rory. Oh, are you the next Pantheon challenger, are you? On the weekend. Good luck. Gonna need it. Alrighty, checking out up here, and Rifen has switched up to UEF. Opened himself with first land. Looks like he's planning a whole lot of land. How's the reclaim? And that's why. Got a reclaim field here and a reclaim field here, enough to help you out. Yes, I do have to watch this one. I don't know what you're talking about. And Moose is down here doing the similar thing. He's got a factory up, getting a mass... Wookie. Get power down. Hey, fair enough. There's no hydro. It's all the way over there, so you're going to need power. Okay. Bam, I did not hear anything about a Crazy Rush. Moose is saying skip to the end. Just skip to the end, he says. I think he doesn't want to see this. It's just slightly suspicious that he's not going to enjoy this match. That can't be that bad, surely. Those early builders that people like to see. Factory, and getting all his mass from Reclaim. So tree clumps and rocks. Still hasn't put that mass extractor. Everything from the Reclaim. Interesting idea. I guess it works. Here we go. Mech getting built. Down here we have, well, same thing basically. Got engines out doing the Reclaim, picking up the trees, picking up the mass. I mean, I could skip the end, I could speed it up. It's not a skip, but it makes things go faster. I just think Moose doesn't want to see it again. Anyway, over here we have Hydroclane with 4 factories around it to get that power adjacency. No air. Those are all land factories, so we must be going to plan an air factory somewhere else. Anyway, we have 3 factories up here from Rifen. They're popping out engineers and units. Whilst down here we also have 3 from Moose and a 4th one going up. So early start doesn't seem that bad. Look at the reclaim numbers. Well, looks like Rifen does have a little more in a reclaim by a couple of K. There's a overall mass is pretty equivalent. That is going to need to do something different than just reclaim, because there's not infinite reclaim on the map. It's a lot. That's 25k. So there's a lot of reclaim on the map, but it's not infinite. So you can't just rely on that forever. Okay, do we have a hydro play for Moose? No, we don't. Neither hydro is planned. Looking like he's sticking back here, popping out some more pigeons and more T1 factories. Commander is on a walk. Over the side, well, it looks like we actually have Rifen going for both hydros with factories around them afterwards. So that's actually going to give an advantage in the build. More factories, more units, more build power. And another 4? My word. How many factories is this guy planning? That's going to be 12, 15 land factories. No air in sight. And we see here Moose has out some defending units, so he is concerned about engineers getting raided, engineers that we're trying to reclaim over here. He's got a few units out just to help prevent that, but Rifen's not doing any of that. Just so happens he's not raiding anywhere at all, and he has been focusing on his eco. Get the mixes. Oh dear. Why would you want to move the HQ to New Zealand? What possible benefit could there be? Let's be honest. What does Valve do these days? They don't produce any new games. Not really. They just they have Steam. Put games on Steam. They release updates to Dota. They update Counter-Strike. Maybe. They don't do a lot. Really about the Steam platform and how much they get out of it. Wouldn't have thought New Zealand would be the best place for that. But anyhow, let's go check back on the factory situation. So we have 1, here for Moose. We have an air factory planned. We have the 8th factory over there. Up here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 just about done. 9 about to go, and an air factory. So actually pretty even on the factory count. Unit count's looking pretty similar if we check out the land options. As soon as I click on the right one, boom. Yeah, so a few more units for Moose. And as far as the income goes, well, it looks like that's got to be reclaim. Yeah, okay. Check out the reclaim. Well, still long on power doesn't help. I'm trying to see how much income you've got. 17, 20. Hard to tell. Can you stop stalling power, please? Never mind. Now, to be fair, New Zealand is a good place. Don't need to move the servers. Yeah, that's the point. Leave the servers where they are, have the HQ somewhere else. Isn't that what like a lot of companies done? They'll leave the HQ, have the HQ in the Cayman Islands at the same address, and like so many businesses have like the exact same address in this one little square building in the Cayman Islands. It's like, it's ridiculous. And do it as a tax dodge. It's stupid. Alright, a couple of units trying to squeeze through here from Rifen. Going to run into some corresponding units. Looks like they're trying to see if there's engineers over this way, which there are not. Going to be 1v1 against... I think that's going to go the way of Rifen's tank. They had their little 1v1 battle, and then they stray out of range, and a support tank comes in. Ha ha ha. Steam Deck? What hell's a Steam Deck? Is that like a stream deck? Or is it like a console thing? I should look it up. Sounds interesting. Anyway, checking out the map control, we see we have Ryfin actually pushing around all over the place. He's got units. Oh, gaming console. Well, now I'm not as interested. I care. I don't care as much about consoles. PC is my jam. I like PC. They've always had their own VR thing majiggy, haven't they? Is it the... can't remember what it's called now, but they did. Anyways, commanders, review commanders. Well, Ryfin's down here with his comm. He is pushing to claim out these. Bit of reclaim over here. Got some units pushing through, and they're going to run to a band of Moose units, and they should die promptly. Moose has his commander up here trying to build some more, and down here we have a whole host of air factories. So that looks all fun and games. And we have a mass extractor being tickled down by a scout. Well, it was being tickled down by a scout till the striker turned up and ruined all the fun. TF2 was TF2. TF2 was a fantastic game. I played a lot of that. You know, it was good because it was a nice easy game, and static units down here getting picked off by a small group. T190 is firing off shells, and what do we have going on? Well, a transport. Yep, nice transport. Checking out the counter here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factories from. So he's flipped things around with the amount of factories he's got. He's got T2 down here, land as well. Got 6 air factories pumping out tanks, and got there. Got the 9, 10 factories up there. Got 3 air factories on the roll. Got more transports going out. Okay. Factories popping out down here. Got some T1 PD going down, but at the moment it's kind of looking like Moose is hemmed in a little bit. He's got a small force out here pushing away, which is getting harassed by a bomber. No anti-air in the group. Do we have interceptors? There we go. They're on the way. And we have a drop there from Ryfin going somewhere. Probably going to grab all this reclaim with that lot, I'd imagine. Yep, there we go. Why not? Interceptors around though, they may decide to say hello to the transport should Moose spot it, and should they... Nope, they missed it. Or maybe not. There we go. And that's death of a transport, plus a couple of engineers. So a useful bag. Picking up transports, there's 1 from Moose, there's 2 from Moose. 3. And that's a lot of arties sitting in the back of the base, so I sense an arty drop. And if we can get these up here, they're going to do a shit ton of damage. As long as they get moving. Needs to be a smidge careful. Has got units in the tenders though, so he will be fine. Those units could have pushed and caused a problem, but there's enough on the ground to take care of that. Not enough interceptors to stop that though. That's not looking good. Checking out, and we have 3 load of transports ready to go. Are they going to move instantly, or are they going to hang around for more? So all the air is currently focusing up here from... Didn't I take that back? They are on the patrol. You can't have any idea, can you? No, they're just on a... what's the word for it? Bar cap? Something like that, where they just patrol and try to prevent things coming in. So they're trying to hold out to stop other interceptors coming through to kill the bombers, which are all the way over here now. So that doesn't matter. And there are a few more interceptors loitering around here. And transports 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 transports now. We're going to see more units. There we go. So we've got a clump here sitting out. 3, 4, and a bit transports full of units. So that is a bold one, but that's a lot of interceptors. You don't want those to catch those transports because they will flop out of the sky. And I think his whole strategy is actually going to revolve around these drops here, because the rest of the map ain't looking so good. Got a couple of solid armies, you know, a couple of defensive units here, groups here which are doing alright. Oh, these guys are looking a little bit thin compared to this, so got to be somewhat careful. Now the question is, what can he see? Well, some radar there, and there, and there, and here. So Rifen actually has some pretty good radar coverage for, well, everything. Question is, I'm gonna get scouted. Well, let's see if Moose can manage to distract air long enough up this way. Well, that's a lot of air though. Isn't Dizank gonna last long against that? And here goes the move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 laden transports ready to drop. Oh, please tell me he doesn't see them. No, he doesn't. Not yet. So that's a bonus. Get them on the way now. He might have a chance because the air's in the middle, so that's going to be difficult to break, difficult to sneak past. If you get your interceptors up this way and start causing some havoc as a distraction, you might get away with it. But here we go. The drop is on, and he's got to be careful of his comm. That's not a small amount of units to be wandering out towards, and they could actually kill the commander. There's enough there. Alright, the drop's on the way. Uh-oh. Did they just get spotted? They just got spotted. Oh no. Oh no. We are about to see a senseless slaughter. In come the interceptors, sweeping in behind. The NTs are out in front of the transports and they are all doomed. Just like that. One pass, no transports, and Moose control Ks. Mud drop, he says. Mud drop. And to be honest, I don't blame him. That was the play he was making, and it needed to work. We had T2 air, we had T2 all over the place for Rifen. He had land as well. He had power. He did mixes. It was going to be a very, very difficult slog to come back from there. So it was all in the drop, which was unfortunately spotted. I really want to see that. I really wanted to see that to go through. Other control K? You don't think? Oh, you think those units finally got you? Sorry, my attention was over here, but yeah, actually there was a lot of units around your comm. Fair enough, fair enough. It was going to be a hard fight though. Yeah, T2 on your doorstep, behind an eco. I wanted that dropped. Yes, I do watch replays first. When I watched this one through and I saw the drops, I was all excited. I was so excited. I was going to be like, ooh, it's going to be a good drop. Look at that, so many. And then Rifen saw them. Not good. So, but that's going to be 2-0 to Rifen. No sense in having a third game. Best of 3 has already been completed. So, good fight from Moose in the first map, and a good attempt in the second map with a bold strategy, which unfortunately got, and it did not pay off. Lucky. Alrighty, well, enough of the serious 1v1s. Let's go into some more fun games. And this one is, I haven't watched it properly all the way through. I do know it doesn't desync, and that's about all. So, this is a Nomads game. And to say Nomads on a map with a gimmick. I say a gimmick, but I've seen it on a couple of maps now, and what we actually have is a volcano. Now then, for those of you who don't know about the volcano, is a volcano. And what it actually does is it explodes, sends out debris, and that debris turns into reclaim. But yeah, because it's a Nomads game, you see a heavy presence of Nomad factions in the selection. It's going to have to I want to see the first explosion come out. Broken not. Anyway, up the top here we have team number 1, and there's quite a varied amount of rankings. Quite a lot. However, it's been reasonably balanced. We have 800, average 800, average 820. And so it's not too bad. It's difficult to balance with grays. Anyway, in the back, up and we have Trips and Clips, and what would be traditionally the air slot. Beside him is Trios, and he's Nomad. He probably should go Navy, sitting there. On the front position we have Stefan Amaris. He is a Seraphim, ready to go. And behind him we have Shadowhog. He's also Nomad. And finally, the other Nomad on the team, it is Chaz. So that's all Nomads bar 1 for team 1. Alright, checking out, do we have anything happening? Not as of yet. We had these pop out? Not as of yet. Anyway, their opponents today. On the side of the ambition we have Sonny 01. Don't know. Beside him we have E-Unit. He's actually Aeon, breaking away from the tradition. And the back air position we have Olodin, also another Nomad. In the Navy, I guess, position we have a Seraphim, and that is Surrey. He's already walking his comm up. And in the other front position we have Captain Kazuza. He's going to be capped, because I cannot be bothered saying that name over and over again, and he is Cybran. So fewer Nomads on Team 2 compared to Team 1. There's 4 Nomads and 1 non, where there's only 2 Nomads for this team down here. Anyways, there's a bunch of reclaim on the map, which you don't want to miss out on, and see these 150s. That's what the volcano spits out. Spits them out. They land, they turn into reclaim, and if they land on things, they will destroy them. That stuff has absolutely zero chill. Just going to try and watch for the next explosion, because explosion is good. Anytime. Anytime. Yeah, I mean, the Nomads mod has its place. Like, you know, they're an okay faction. They've got a couple of cool things about them. But when you have a Nomads game, people want to play Nomad because they don't usually get to in standard games. So I kind of feel like if that was a constant thing, like if Nomads was all around all the time, then, you know, they turn up more often, and people will play them a bit more or a bit less, or whatever the case is. Come on. The whole saying, a wash pot never boils, a wash volcano never erupts. Want it to boom. I wonder if it's random. Does it go every 2 minutes? Does it go between every 1 to 4 minutes? Or what kind of thing? Come along. I swear, as soon as I look away, it's going to happen. At least we've got the minimap to keep ourselves intertwined. You can see on there we have a drop actually popping out from Trips. So he's popping some engineers on the front, wanting to get some more of that reclaim. And fair enough, why not? Stuck at the back there, go get your reclaim some way. We have anti-air popping off on an interceptor. No dramas on there, but the interceptor is going. Hearing Nomad fire. There we go. Exploded volcano. Look at it all go. Flying out everywhere. Oh, we're going to see some land on something. Nope. That's just some free reclaim. And you can hear it sounds really strong, just not. That's just this scout. Gonna run into a tank and die. See you later. But yes, saw the explosion. You saw all the fireballs come out, and they're random direction, random distance. And as mentioned, if they land on something, they will kill it. So you've got to be careful if you're in proximity of the volcano, even if you're not in proximity, because that was from the volcano. So you can still go the distance, can still get work done. And up here we can see there is, well, it looks like a bomber trying to be harassing is going to kill off this poor engineer here, so their factory is not going to get done. This engineer is probably going to die too. We're going to go over here trying to grab these mixes, but yeah, you've lost your factory. You might have to get another one built here so you can actually keep in the Navy game. Alright, there's a rampaging group of grasshoppers over here, and you know, they're actually not that bad in a nice group. I figured they're like Selene. Not particularly tough, but they can do a reasonable amount of DPS if they feel like it. If they come over here, they could bag a whole host of engineers, and that would be hilarious. There we go. Engineers try to pop down some point defense, which is a strange idea. Why they won't just reclaim these guys instead, I don't know. But they're gonna die. There we go. All the engineers did die, finally caught up to by a bunch of tanks and an Aurora, so they're not gonna last much longer, but they got themselves a few mixes, 1, 2, 3 mixes, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 odd engineers, so not a bad going on there. Now we have a drop on the left from Surrey, so he's going to grab the island, I imagine. Yes, indeedy. And there we go, we have another factory planned out here, so Trios is not staying out of the Navy game, he's getting into it back at his base. Has got some problems though, because he's already a frigate on the way. Oh dear. No, I don't think Nomads be added to main fav, because they are a separate faction, and there was a lot of work put into that faction by the devs. And yeah, you're right, a lot of the fav team are focused on Sanctuary. Well, most of the dev guys have decided to go for that instead, and engineers did again. They started work on a second factory, but they got finished that one, so at least you can start building some kind of navy, and you're going to need to, because that's going to be an issue. Alrighty, more explodey. See if we can catch some of these landing on something. Nope, doesn't look like it's going to happen. Maybe. Splat. There we go. These were full health at one point, until that landed right beside them. 250 damage from one of the meteors. Ouch. It's just ouch. Alright, and here's the problem. Is he really? Oh, you cheeky little muppet. Dropped in the engineers to reclaim the factory. That's just rude. Engineers are waltzing their way out to their death one by one to a single frigate. Not a great idea. But, yep, not really paying attention, I'd imagine. But he's going to need to do something about that, because now that's our air turret, engineers in the bay. That's not good. That's definitely not good. Right, checking out up here, got some air being a nuisance. Some T1 bombers just dropping bombs willy-nilly. Got a few inties in the area from both sides, but a fair more for Olodin, who, I know, here's some more enforcing ones from trips, so they're going to help out. And we have a forward base here from Chaz, so yeah, he's well entrenched here with T2. He's going to be safe for quite some time. There's not a lot of units in the area. Bombers are moving their way up, looking to kill some more up here. And do they shoot sideways? They didn't seem to actually find a direct line to that. They kind of shot sideways, and more anti-air. So 3 anti-air turrets, now a naval factory on Trios' doorstep. Well, my friend, what are you going to do about this? Because you're going to have to do something before that becomes a really big pain. Right, checking out in the middle though, we have Stefan, and he is quite firmly standing here with his commander. Also got T2, got a point fence down, and a bunch of units with him, so he will quite easily hold on to this area. That's going to be his, leaving a bunch of reclaim to be had. Don't you just love Seraphim PD missing? Good shot. Just, yeah, sideways movement, and it's just simply can't handle it. It's horrid. That's one of the reasons I don't like playing Seraphim, because goddamn. Yeah, that's right though, he's got enough units to help him out. Still couldn't worry about this. More frigates coming out. Well, what can you do? Get some T2, throw down some point defense, throw down some arty. And Chaz says, this is why you go Navy. He hasn't tried to fight back with that at all. And now we have T2 down here, and there is a destroyer, I believe. I'm sure we're going to see cruisers come out, and there's going to be problems of the cruiser variety. And those cruisers are Seraphimites, who can have nice long range with their attack missiles to destroy a bunch of things, including bases over here. We have some, well, they're just tanks. They're not hover, so they're not going to get a lot done trying to shoo away this navy. You're really going to want some T2. That mobile missile launcher? I think it is, and that's probably worthwhile. You can actually spam down the factory here, and the units out of range should be okay. Up the front though, we see, well, Stefan is just absolutely chilling with his comm. He's quite happy, ferrying in units from his base. He's got an actual ferry order going on, so reinforcements all the time. He's actually holding out against maybe 2 players, maybe not. But down the bottom here we see, well, that is Olodin being harassing with some gunships. And they're taking their time to whittle down a mass extractor, and then comes the air from Chaz to just help clean those things out. They're not going to last much longer, and of course it's in the area as well. Counterground units from Sonne, so they'll be able to push up and take out these guys. I reckon they've got the numbers to do it. Should be absolutely fine to take that, and the commanders in the area. Do have some more units coming in from Chaz, however, so that might not be as one-sided. Never mind. These guys are all dead too fast. The superior numbers, they're going to fall back. Right, checking out up the top here, so this is actually a push from Stefan, so he's had enough. He's actually moving forward to take out some eco, because why not? Not under any pressure. Makes sense. See, these are going to go down. Keep moving your units. You've got nothing between you and all the way back here. You could take out a lot of stuff if you keep on running, which is exactly what he's doing. Some units in here from Shadowhog, and they're going to run headfirst into some point defense, and that's never going to end well for T1 tanks. Okay, those units did come in, but now they've come across a destroyer who is having the Seraphim luck of shooting the ground or missing entirely. My oh my. They're just going to keep on going. So why wouldn't you? They could focus down something if they felt like it. There's a Hydro which is in danger of dying, which probably will die actually. Judging by the amount of fire that's coming through from these, as long as they focus it and don't stop to shoot units, which they did. So they're just not going to get much more done, unfortunately. But a successful raid, distracted long enough to get a little bit more up here done. That's a TAC missile defense. That's fair enough. More explodey. Where are you landing? Right here, right here. Spoff. Kills the units. Because volcanoes do that. Alright, got a T1 arty push up here, just making an absolute mess of point defense. Because that's what arty is really good at. Gonna lose out to a bunch of Auroras though. Unfortunately, T1 arty does not do well when that close to enemy units. So they're going to want to drop back. Okay, looks like Stefan is quite ensconced here with his couple of point defense. He's got a TMD, he's got a flak back there for protection under a T2 shield, and he's building a missile launcher. I wonder what he's going to go for with that. There's certainly plenty of targets. No defenses on anything. If you popped up the units up here, would probably be a really good bet actually to clear this plateau. But let's check out what's going on over here. Well, the factory has died from the mobile missile launchers, and now there's a bit of reclaim here to be had. But look at that. Sonar and a T2 mass extractor. So he's upgraded that one, but not that one. Strange idea. But we have more navy coming in, so these guys are in danger. If they decide to stay on the coast, they are going to want to fall back. Ah, there we go. Here's the annoying cruiser, and just what kind of range does that have? Well, quite a bit, as you can see. It actually could park up here and cause issues for Stefan's front base. I believe, yep, that's going to be in range. And over here we have, well, we do have that T2 point defense trying to kill things. And once again, they will single factory is stopped from being built. So Trios is having a horrid time trying to get back into the Navy game. The T2 point defense is being picked on by the destroyer, and it's not going to last much too longer with that kind of action going on. But the Navy can't sit still because there are these guys here, and they will demolish anything that tries. Alright, Stefan should be fine here by he's under a shield, he's got some TMD, so while a few missiles will land, they're not going to do any damage to that. He'll be absolutely happy. Checking out on the right, we have, well, we've got two commanders here. Although Trios is on his way back, so he's had enough for standing at the front, and he's on his way. In the middle, it is E units, and he's got a roving band of T1 units ready to wreak havoc wherever they go, and not a lot to oppose them. They could, if they chose, just charge right up the middle here. Absolutely wipe that. Question is, does he know this? Right. Well, he doesn't. He's got no radar. So he's got no idea about the lack of units in there. But he's moving up anyway. And there's a ping saying, hey, commander's here. Or is that a ping saying the tech launcher is there? Well, it hasn't launched up here yet, which it really probably should have. Did he know it was there? Well, he knows it's there now. Whether he did or not beforehand is the question, but it's going to be too late as it is, because I'm pretty sure that shield generator is going to get up for a... No, there is a missile. Use it. Kill them. Right here. Kill all the engineers. You have free reign to finish off the plateau. But problems. There's that cruiser sitting there, lobbing missiles in. A couple of TMD will take care of those easy though. He'll be safe until more cruisers turn up. And an attempt at torpedo launcher to try and kill off the destroyer. Not really going to work. The destroyer is sitting still. You could have... Has he lost? Oh, there they are. If you've got these guys to come up, they could lob a bunch of missiles at it and start whittling down the health really quickly. Oh, Stefan over here with his commander all by his lonesome has to be careful. That's a lot of units in the area. Could have been problematic, and that's a lot of T2 air. That's an incredibly tough shield. I mean, an incredibly tough shield. I don't know of any other T2 shield. Piers Trips is of the same opinion. How much health does that shield have? Let's just have a look. 8,000 HP. 8,000 HP shield. Let's compare that to... Well, it has been upgraded actually. Okay, no, that is an upgraded shield generator. Maybe, but okay. So Stefan gets away. He wasn't pushed up very much at all. This band of units has decided to fall back when they could have pushed on. They haven't said that their numbers have been quite thinned out by a bunch of T2. And there's more coming in over this way. Trips is very unhappy with the strength of that shield. It is upgraded. That is the upgraded T2 shield. So if I want to find out... 10,000 hit points. So those T2... It's basically a T3 shield, not a T2 at that stage. 10,000 hit points to try and chew through is quite a lot. And not going so well. Huge swarm of interceptors out from E unit, so he's got the T1 air defense rocking. Does that mean we are seeing T3 from over here? Well, T2 factory is up to 75%, so that's on the way. Navy is still a problem over here. Their factory is dead. It's that single destroyer sitting here doing nothing, and you've still got these guys in the wrong place. Get them attacking. Are they going for the cruiser? Perhaps. Let's check out the air situation here. Well, we do have a T3 reactor. We have a bunch of air factories around it, so looking pretty good on that front of side of things. And there we go. They are managing to shoo away the cruiser. So Surrey is paying attention to what's going on. But then we have this going on, and hello, the destroyer has gone underwater. Probably because of these. But yeah. That's a commander standing in the middle of nowhere, popping down some tech missile defense and a point defense. guess it's going to work. Got a couple of gunships over here trying to tickle down some units, but there is a anti-air which will slowly chip back. Life is good. Yeah, where's that destroyer? Oh, the destroyer died. It sat too long close to that, which was being repaired by engineers. I mean, you could spend the whole time watching the volcano. It's sit like this. Just watch over the volcano, have a look at all the explosions going on in the background, with the unit movements, you know. But, nah, I ain't doing that. So this is a T2 factory up here. It's got a bunch of defences over it. So Olodin being quite happy on there. He's getting T2 on his commander, while he has T3 factory in play. Doesn't have that all-important T3 power though. Probably just finished it. Don't. Do not call me that. No way, no how. Alright, checking out up here, these guys have come up and they are starting to try and pick off the frigates, which they do in a single volley. That's nasty. And finally, we finally have a small hold here for Trios to get back into the water. Can he do it? Can he? Well, no, he can't. That's a fucking battleship. So Surrey knows he has that much of an advantage in the water. He stopped building units, went to T3, and now there is a battleship. So, Avalanche might be getting things done up here, slowly killing off these frigates. But, yeah, that's an issue. I heard more bombers. Yeah, there's more of those T2 bombers, and they don't do a bad amount of damage. That was a strat. So, again, another air sniper trying out on Sonne. And there goes the volcano. Popping out again, but look at that, it's just about recharged. That was very quick. That was very quick. Strat has been focused down, it's got inties all under it. But plenty of defending ones over there, and another strat over here trying to take out the T. Well, it does take out the power there for Olodin, so that's going to help keep troops ahead on the air game. No power, no air. But, yeah, those have recharged really quickly. Alright, throws out another bomb, stops still. Possibly not the best spot to sit. That going on. And lands. Nope, carries on. Drops another bomb, but he's not going to get through that shield anytime soon, and there are interceptors in the area which could take him out. This guy drops another bomb and takes out something. I heard the bomb, I didn't see what he got though. And runs into a SAM. That will stop you, as well as a carrier. Dear oh dear. Yeah, we do double the stealth. And we have another, well, it's the same strat. Is it going for something else? Can I drop it over here perhaps? Whoever does is going to need to drop it soon. There we go. Bosh. Murders. All of that. So, unit is telling White to actually play the air game sometime. Got no power. Well, he's got power. As long as he doesn't build any air, he'll be fine. Unfortunately, building air is his role. And that's going to be the end of that guy. There we go. So close. And down it goes. Okay. So we've got a fracas going on in the middle here. Got some T2 units versus a bunch of T1. That's never going to end well for them. And over here is a large bunch of units all built up. And they are Mantis assisting a T2 arty. Trips is unhappy with Nomads. I'm guessing their air appears to be weak. According to him, and this is the battleship. It is in range. It's having a go at everything. Nomads don't micro properly. Well, I wouldn't know. I haven't really played Nomads. I'll take his word for it. Alright, checking out over here we have an SMD. So he's building an anti-nuke. Has there been a nuke scouted or is it just preventative? Looks like he's just building it to be, just to have it. Because there ain't no nukes over here. Right, checking out though, we have a push up from these two guys cleaning out this, and a bunch of bombers running some flak, and they all die a horrible burning death. You'll love to see it. Alright, getting a bit of distraction going on, having these forces being pulled away. But, no, units are still going out more. And backs on shield does nothing. That's a shame. These guys have run into some T2 units of their own, but they're going to get away because of the land. Now checking out over here, we have, yeah. So there's some submarines, and there's actually nothing in this group to stop them. Destroyer coming? Oh, there's that coming. So that'll stop them. T3 sub versus a bunch of T1s. Yeah, I think we can see where that's going. Oh my, oh my. Do have a T2 factory now, so I can put us some T2 units, but that's still going to be a problem against these subs. And just watch them die horrible deaths. So T3 sub hunter, absolutely pushing these things. One, dead. Pop, dead. So very, very quick. It's not surprising a T3 unit versus T1. It is what it is, and it is pain. Alright, so, in the middle we still have, well, Stefan is still sitting here with his comm, in the middle, just casually getting a RAS upgrade. He has got some point defense to help out, but shooting the ground, no. Yep, yes and no, sometimes is, sometimes isn't. That's fine, we have reinforcements coming in all the time, and there's been a wee bit of a creep here, just some point defense moving in a little bit closer. Just wanting to have a say a hello to over here, and that's a lot of mass. That's a lot of mass. Ooh. Engineers over here trying to reclaim it are going to die from T1RT. Chaz says now would be a good time to build SMD. Hey, buddy, guess what? There's one. On the way. It's not really doing anything else. Doing that on T2 mass, which he has not much of, so he is the lowest rated player in the game, but he does have, well, he hasn't done awful, I guess. He hasn't done much to contribute to the game. He's sent out some units at times to help push, and speaking of pushes, this is Stefan throwing units up the top and trying to clean himself out a hole to push through. Up here we have two cruisers now having to go at this forward base. We have a couple of TMD in play along with some shields, but they will eventually lose out to that. I believe the SAR impacting. Maybe not. Oh, there's a third. Three cruisers, so yeah, that will go down without assistance. Checking out up here though, we have, well, that's a T1 push into T2 units. That probably won't go so well. We have some T2 units behind. We have more fire flying out. What's that going to land on? Something's going to land on something, right? It's going far. Let's see where it's going to go. Dropping short. Ah, it's going to be fine. Off. So each of those, another 150 mass. This is an issue. And it's a very bold strategy. Rolling your T2 into the middle of all of that. So, yeah, Trios needs help with the Navy. And these are pretty damn quick. Railgun carrier, if I remember correctly, the Nomad's railgun carrier is, well, the railgun is the torpedo. She fires underwater. There we go, there's an example. The railgun array over here. Gun is actually underwater. So it is going to shoot that instead of torpedoes. Alright, more cruisers and a battleship. Firing on here, not good times. A couple of point defense are having their way with what's left of this little base and units, and having a merry time they are indeed. This one is probably trying to kill that point defense, which will do so when the shield goes down. This one is picking off the units as they come into range. This push has kind of stalled. The units are just sitting still, both of them facing off against each other. There's enough Tier 1 arty in the mix to take care of those, but the reinforcing group from Yi unit will shoo those away. There we go, shield has gone down and we shall see the death of this point defense. They can go shoot something else. But you can stop. That was all that was in range. Up the top here though, this is Navy problems. We have torpedo bombers out as well. And they are going to shred this poor railgun carrier into oblivion. There we go. There is a cruiser of his own. And there were some gunships out here, but they're going to run headlong into their own cruisers over here. In fact, 3 of them. That's never going to end well. It's just air getting chopped down. I hear strats though, so there are some strap bombs in the mix trying to take things out. That's not bad actually. That is all of the anti-air. Almost. Just needs one more sneeze and it's gone. Lucky. Alright, things are static in the middle. We have, well, Stefan still floating around with his commander. Quite happy to hang about. Put up another 4 base there and another one there. And there goes the last cruiser out of that bunch. And now these gunships are free to do as they please. Battleship does have anti-air of its own. Actually doesn't look that bad. Looks kind of flaky. Having said that, these frigates aren't too shabby either. I take that back. There's the thing doing all the air damage. It's a sub-hunter on the surface with a very powerful T3 anti-air gun. Does a lot of damage, has a high muzzle velocity. Takes things down pretty darn quick. But that has given some assistance to the Navy, which once again the factory has died. It's going to say it's going to give him a chance to pop up to T3, but not anymore. And this is bold. Is he really just stalking forward with his commander with no support? Yes, he is. It's amazing. Why isn't he being fired at? Like, he out of visual range? No, he's not. That was strange. Ooh, mind the attack snipe. Oh. He stopped just in time. If he'd taken like, what, 1-2 more steps forward, those would have connected. And where'd they come from? There they are. Those would have connected and that would have been a very bad time. Is wisely now retreating into his shields, where he has some TMD as well, to take that. Chaz is yelling at him to get your commander back. Get him safe right freaking now. Because, yeah, a lot of tech missiles coming in here, and these, additionally, are worth worrying about. T2ID going up on this little ridge, and so good, and he's got these up here as well. Hello, hello, we have the first experimenter of the game, and it is a beamer. Now, it does have hover, so it could be used to help contain this Navy while he builds back up. Could be. It's a bit slow, and it has short range, so it would be struggle to get close, but it could do it. Anyway, up here we see, well, Stefan is quite happily sitting here doing nothing. Needs to be careful because that's a fair few tech launches, and they could add into the Viper spam. See already the shield is struggling to keep those up. I've got a second shield generator going up, which should help. But will it open in time is a question, because this one is just about down. That is so many tech launches. There goes the big tech strike over here. He's standing still. Is he going to move? Going to get it? Is he going to finish the shields up? But he's outside the shields. Here come the techs. And he moves. He moves and survives yet again. They impact so close, but not quite. There's just too much tech launch fire coming in. He cannot stay there. He's got techs from the front. He's got techs from the... Wait. Is that the aircraft carrier firing techs? Well, yes it is. And the beamer, well, it wants to get close to the Navy, but that's a lot of damage while trying to. So it's very slow. The Navy can easily keep out of range. Alright, there's a massive push going on over here. And Stefan walks forwards into point defense. Actually, no one's shooting past him at the units behind, but the shield collapses really quickly. This is where he needs to be careful. He has a lot of T2 units with him, and this is mostly T1, so I think he should be okay. Just needs to watch out for the missile spam, and he's actually putting his commander forward again. Well, because why not? He's got a bunch of T2 units. He should be okay. Yep, Ushva's take care of a lot. Shields go down, however, and you cannot afford to stand still. That amount of Vipers and these tank launches up here, and now T2 RT is finishing up, so there's going to be an extra pain in the buttocks. However, walking into this is a terrible idea. Maybe he's just distracting it for a moment to allow his units to get close and start destroying stuff. Not an awful idea, but he still has to be careful. There we go, shields have gone down, units are dying, point defense is dying, so looks like his distraction gambit has worked. And actually we have units coming in from the side as well, so that's Chaz helping clean up, and here comes the beamer. Not going to go for the Navy because, well, the Navy just runs away and it gets slaughtered, so instead it's going to push up the mid. It's going to sell for itself a happy fun time. Chaz says those experimentals float, just saying. But as you saw before, if the Navy player is paying attention, you cannot get the beamer in range and it will just die. There's Trios. Actually says exactly the same thing. Range is too short. Alrighty. Instead we are going to watch it come through and just clean up all of this. There is not enough to stop that. And because you additionally have these supporting units coming through as well, it's going to be a bad time. Beamer gets ready to fire, and fire it does. Start with the killing. It's kind of like a monkey lord like that. That beam gets in range and it just murder-fies. Move it in, kill the eco, kill the construction, kill the engineers, kill the everything, and keep the units coming. These guys have stopped, so just move on in and destroy as much as possible. Just see how quickly these things die. It's all going to plan. Surrey has built his own experimental. Well, there it is. And it is Assault bot. Well, I think that'd be a fairly even fight. If he can kill with HQ, which he does, so he's actually done a lot of eco damage to Capt, who is basically out of the game for a while till he fixes all of that, and the authority comes in close contact, and it's got the advantage now. It was firing on the beamer before the beamer was firing on it, and without the support of these units, the beamer's going to do much worse off, and he strays into point defense fire as well. The beamer has had his day, has done a lot of damage, and it has wiped the base, but yes, left a mass donation for these guys to take advantage of. But he'll feel okay with that, because yeah, that's a good push back. Now they just need to fix the Navy problems, which absolutely do need to be fixed. T2 RD is not a bad idea, but I believe, from memory, battleships outrange T2 RD. See here, they just aren't quite reaching. I think those ones are. Yeah, they are. They're just reaching the battleships, but you have a look at the battleships, and they do. They outrange the T2 RD. Just. Ever so just, but outrange them they do. Right. End up next. Oh. So that chicken's just going to sit there and chill, just be defensive for the time being. We have so many shields up from Molodin, so he was very unhappy with the bomber, except his ACU is not under shields. So all these shields to protect his stuff, and his commander's just out in the open. So unhappy with the bomber raids that Trips inflicted upon him. It's gotten back into the air game in a reasonable way. That's a fair few factories actually. Still working on the power situation? Oh no, he's okay on power for now. So he's good. Trying to build a T3 mass extractor from the get-go. Curious idea. Go reclaim on that there, so that's fine. Alright. Little has held for a while. Still trying to stop the TMD shots coming in. There's enough. I think there's just enough TMD to stop those. That's alright. Oh, is that what happened? No, it definitely has its own tack launcher on the arse end there. Not just the cruiser firing it out. It is the... That's something I learned. I did not know carrier had its own tack launcher. Right up until now. Now then, battleships absolutely can be dealt with by using tactical missile batteries, but they have to sit still. And if they've got their own TMD, then, you know, we're going to have to get even more to make it work. And that's just absolute amount of pain. 3 battleships just lobbing shells in. Not much is going to survive that. And trying to put a shield generator in front of your things is probably a little bit too late. Oh dear. They need to do something about those battleships. They need to do something about it now. And in come these rats that do nothing. Surely they're supposed to drop on there. But they haven't. I was expecting the bombs to drop because killing off the HQ would have been good. Instead they come back here and loiter. What have they spotted? Spotted E unit. There's 4 bombs onto him. And there's some decent damage. 1 more and he will be out. Where have the stress gone? Where have they gone? Here we go. Over here. Are we going to see another bomb out? Oh no, we're not. I swear. Never do nomads again, guys, these trips. And that was absolutely strange. They ran a pass over the naval factory, didn't drop bombs at all. Then they sort of split up, came over here. I wonder. I've never really played Nomad, so I do wonder if there's a problem with that, because that seemed odd from my point of view. Anyway, Surrey has built himself another experimental, more chickens. Like I said, chickens, he's still got the defensive one there, which is healing up. He's got that chicken finished off and he's going for a stompy walk. And there's another one being built over here. So at the moment, Surrey is looking like a problem kind of person. Got 1, 2, and going to be a 3rd experimental. He has Navy sitting in the bay. Battleships absolutely firing out, and there's nothing to shoot back at them. Got a few RT down here, but of course the battleships out of range of those. And there's just tech missiles coming everywhere. Yeah, gunships, not a great idea. You got cruisers, you got an aircraft carrier. They are just simply going to die. Although going for these, well, it wasn't an awful idea while they're above water. Wait, have they gone back under? Wait, are they shooting them while they're underwater? Well, no, that's interesting. Are they torpedo gunships? Oh, what do you know? That I did not realise. But, yeah, flying your T2 gunships into a horde of flak is a terrible idea. They'll just fall out of the sky at that rate. Look at them die. So many gunships, so many dead, so much flak. I actually had no idea these were torpedo gunships. I did not know they existed. That's how much I play Nomads. Alright, what do we got going on? Do we have any kind of answer proposed for these battleships? Gunships is not the answer. Bunch of anti-air on the ground. Tech missiles are still coming in. And they're going to get through this shield very shortly. Although that one should recharge momentarily. Should be okay. There we go. Done. And more of those coming in. Bad place to land your ASF right by cruisers. Nope. Just nope. The experimental taking a long way around going through the water. Oh, because why not? Nothing to stop it. It means it can pop out up here and be very, very annoying. Still the base up here has mostly been wiped. We have T280 war going on here. The ridge has the advantage as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 going up versus the 1 down here. As soon as some of the shells land in the right spot, the shields go down and that will be the end of it. Okay, do we have anything big planned? Oh, T3 pigeons. And, oh, there we go. There's T3RD, because that's probably what they need. Because these guys are working on their own and it's probably going to go quicker. What's that? A Jericho. I remember those things. Yeah, long range nastiness. But yeah, that's a lot of build power going on that, and that's going up pretty damn quick. So it may very well end up finishing first, and besides that we have a pair of chickens walking in. That third one's still down there, the damaged one. So defensive, offensive. They are going to go for a walk. He's not even building Navy anymore. He's just building experimentals. All is eco. And the chickens. He's got that locked down. He doesn't need to worry about it. Absolutely fine. Alright, Trip says he's not enjoying this game one bit. I kinda don't blame him. He's tried to do 3 snipes and they just haven't worked off, so he's having a bad day. We have a Jericho here though from Chaz, so that's on the way up. That would be good. Apparently the air is not as solid as I thought they would be, says Chaz. And yeah, although if you're sending in torpedo gunships into flak, that's never going to work. There we go, that's happening again. And to be honest, I have built one of these things and they are very nasty. So, no, it's fine. These things have a lot of range. They have a lot of missiles. They can cause a lot of damage. Don't think they've got a proper game ender like the other, you know, like, nothing like a massive arty. There's a chicken over here. Alright, so there's that one good to go. It could defend against this guy if they know it's coming. Well, they've seen the signature. They know there's something there. Know there's something. Surrey finishes yet another chicken. Yep. Chaz finishes up this thing. Is it within range of something? Let's have a look at it. Look at that missile range. Out of radio shooting. Shooting at that. And it can build nukes. Ping has gone out on the Yathota over here, and it looks like Trips has decided, you know what, I've had enough. I'm pretty sure that is a Control K because, well, there's nothing to stop that for a starter. Because you've got 2 of them. You might be able to stop one of them with your own chicken, but 2 of them is a bit much, and that is Trios down as well. Defeated by the chicken, just nothing there. Tech missiles from the, where's it gone? There? Yep. It's a whole swarm of them though. It has a lot of range. You have a look. You're going to impact over here. It's not a small amount of damage. Alright, chicken's up here though, so this one has managed to defeat that chicken and it's going to keep pushing on through. In the meantime, this one's going to stomp through the back of the base and pretty much wreck everything else. Yeah. Chaz is sitting here with his comm and he's got no ground defense. And there we go, that is Shadowhog, he's bowing out as well, so that's unfortunate. I think this might have been the slightly critical part. The Navy. But yeah, he's got two. He had a beamer as well. So yeah, the Jericho for range and a beamer for close play. His commander's not going to get out of this, I don't think. Beamer's not going to get back in time to save him. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to see the end of that comm off lobby the missiles. Comm has been spotted, gets a blast, double blast in fact, from the head cannon and the arm cannon, and that's all she wrote. The only person left now is good old Stefan, who did a heroic job holding off the middle at times against like 2, sometimes 3 players coming over. But yeah, not much more he can do now. Here's his comm. Chaz says he didn't run fast enough. Well, no you didn't. You needed to run much earlier. 5-star chicken. 100k hit points. Painful. Absolutely painful. Just and a beamer coming in. Killing off everything. T1 point defense. That'll help you. Is it actually going to start shooting? Here we go. And it all dies to one shot. Stefan trying to sneak away. Oh, he's hiding behind the hill. Takes a bolt though from the chicken. Got the arm cannon and the slow head ball, which does a massive amount of damage. If you get hit by that, you're going to have a bad time. He's not escaping. Arm cannon, here's the head ball. Missed. That's alright. I'll take another one. And that's a kaboom. And his own chicken over here would actually kill that one by the look of it. So, dear oh dear. There we have it fixed to a slightly different map. Got had some nomads playing there, which Trips was very unhappy about. The air appears to be weak according to him. But if that's the case, I don't know. Haven't played it. Alright, but the volcano, fun mechanic. Although it didn't feature a huge amount, you can see all the little 150 dots all around the place. Those are reclaim. Every 150 is something that's popped out of the volcano and has landed somewhere. Done things. 1,000 reclaim on the map. Much reclaim. 250k up here. That is all good. GG on that indeed. Alrighty, we have one more cast to do tonight. And we're finishing off the night with something just outright silly. Just outright silly because every day deserves a bit of silliness. A bit of silly fun. Stupidity. Whatever you want to call it. But we're doing 8v8 Summer Duel. Yeah, that's right. 5 kilometer map, 8 players per side. God, this always just descends into madness. On the right hand side, I mean, by the time I talk to the teams, they'll probably already be in combat. That's how close up it is. But right here we have Yo. He's UEF in red. Beside him at the front we have Overlander. He is Burgundy Seraphim. At the back we have Scuzz. He is Seraphim as well. Beside him Exo in Aeon. We have Glan, Blue Seraphim beside them. Down the bottom we have Catharsis, haha. And he is Seraphim with a Flesher Aeon supporting him, and over here we have Ritens. On the other team we have Ender, Xenocide, he is Aeon up front. Beside him we have UEF Bomber, he is Cybran. Down the bottom we have Versi in UEF, and combining with him we have Blackworm Aeon. Beside them we have Twisty Sauce, he's got Aeon himself, and Apocrita, Apoc, another Aeon player. And up the top we have I Really Hate Noobs, he is Cybran, and supporting him we have Raider in the UEF. Alrighty, so then as you can see, bases have been built, we have factories up, we have mixers done, we have hydros going up, everything ready to go, and we are probably going to see these guys start walking forwards very shortly because you kind of have to. You kind of have to. There we have it. Zenda and UEF pushing forward with their comms, and if they catch these guys out, it's going to be a bad time. Alright, it's one of the downsides to this map, like say this spot here. You know what's really bad for this spot here? T1 RT can sit up on the ridge and actually reach these mixers. It can actually reach all of that, so these two spots are very difficult to survive in. But we're mission command is moving forward, and here we go. That's Ender. And UEF is coming to assist, and well, Overlander, you need to be a little careful. We actually need to push back and help out, although we have supporting commanders coming in from Gland and Catharsis, so they're rocking up 4 comms to the mid to say hello, and well, UEF and Ender need to be careful. Now remember me mentioning those T1 RG that can drop over the edge? There we go. Straight away. And yeah, they're just going to wreck this little base. Alright, checking out here though, these two guys are up front doing what they can. We have Yo is stuck himself onto a T2 upgrade, so he's going to be stationary for a while. We have Catharsis, and just thought there we go, Gland. He stopped members come forward. It's just now going to be Catharsis supporting the mid with Overlander in the region. Alright, checking out here, we have the counter RT coming up to the top to try and take out. But the T1 RT remains alive whilst things go on. It is still only 2 comms in the middle. Don't stand still. You don't want to get caught by all that RT, and you don't want to get caught by Pura commanders. Well, the T2 upgrade is on, and the T2 upgrade is happening. If he can keep these alive, if his... See here, why haven't these guys pushed up to the edge and taken out the eco? He's done it, and he's done it really well. And in fact, we have Rutens has walked all the way up as well, and he's got his RT doing the same thing, so that is a lot of eco going dead for poor old Ender. Almost got a T2 mix. It's taking goddamn forever though, because he has no anything. He hasn't finished it. You put the eco into it, you might as well damn well finish it. And he's trying to get a gun upgrade on this comm actually. Speed upgrade. Aeon comm, half the price, not so bad. It's pushed way up. Way up. Just going to have to be careful. Down goes... Oh, actually that's bad. That is really bad. For Versi, 2 E-storage pop beside the Hydro, and that is all his energy. He has nothing. The only energy he's got is off his comm and what his teammates are floating. Checking out the middle here, we have... Well, that is Kath being a little aggressive with this command. He's going to have to be careful because he is up against 2. And that's caught on an upgrade with no income. Can't sustain that. He has to cancel. Alright, down the bottom here we have 2 UEF commanders trading blows face to face. So Rutens does try to start walking back, and Versi just holds there. Is a little bit overextended, doesn't want to get caught down over there. Okay, checking out the middle though, we now have T2 upgrade going here for I Really Hate Noobs, and we finally have a supporting command coming in the form of Twisty into the middle. Alright, Flesher has been sitting here on a sensor upgrade for a while, so they're going to get to be able to see everything, and there's that T2 PD. So the T2 was finishing. Indeed. Alright, but Catharsis has to be a little careful now because we see here Twisty has a full gun Aeon gun comm, so he's got range, he's got speed, and that's going to be a lot of damage coming up. But the PD creep is real, so that's going to be a problem. And we see I Really Hate Noobs is trying to do the same thing on there, but getting nowhere. Up the top we have, well, no action. Raider is grabbing Nano, so he's got gun, grabbing Nano because he wants to get into the fight. And we see here Exo is also getting into the fight. I think that's a double gun upgrade. Yes, it is. You can see down the bottom left. So that would be a formidable opponent on that front. In the middle, we have Twisty. Needs to be careful. Gun comm or no, that's a lot of fire coming in. We have T2 PD as well as a bunch of units. And he's down with the yellow pretty quickly. Up on this side though, hello. We have Rutens is down well into the yellow. We have Fletcher trying to help him out, but this is not looking so good. Units are popping in, but down into the yellow for both of these guys. Only Versy's down. Actually, no, everybody's into the yellow. You have yellow, you have yellow. Yellow is down to the yellow, and you might actually go down to the red, because that is speed upgrade on Blackworm, no upgrades on Fletcher, and he's all there. I think we're about to see our first ejection, maybe. Is there anything else? Well, Ender's looking bad in the middle as well. He's down to the red. Down under 2,000. So is Twisty. Oh my. Well, I think he's going to get away and survive though. But down here, Fletcher does not. Fletcher does not get away, but Blackroom is not looking healthy. And he's standing in range of T1 PD, but that goes down. So in the middle, we have Overlanders quite happily standing there. And Twisty, I think you need to keep falling back a little bit, although he can open up with the gun because he has extra range over these guys. On the bottom, Rutens is forced to push out with his comp to try and hold, and we see Blackworm needs to be really careful. He's only got 800 health. If he doesn't keep running, he's going to meet a com, and that's going to be all he wrote. But no, he's not stopping. He should be fine. Alright. Checking things out, what do we have? We have two up the top. This is Raider facing off against Scuzz and Exo. He's going to have a really bad time very shortly. Exo needs to fall back though, because if he's under 2,500 when Raider goes, he will die as well. Looks like he will be fine though, because he's dropped back. And we're about to see the second ejection. Mr. Raider. Boom. Honours even. One death apiece. And we carry on. Alright, Blackwood has to fall away. And Overlander needs to be a wee bit careful. I'm seeing mobile missile launchers. Oof. Twisty had to move. He couldn't finish his shield because of the T2 PD. Oh dear, that's eco wasted. Is that an arty? Oh yes it is, so I really hate noobs has got the banker T2 PD here to kill anything that wanders into range. And now he's getting T2 ID up to be a further nuisance. Over here, Xenocide finishes T2 upgrade, which is good. That gives him some more health, which he desperately needed. Okie dokie. Things got a little quiet. So we've got T2 PD war. In the middle, we have a T2 RD, which is going to make wonders. Just check the range on that. How far can I shoot? Well, if I click on the right person, tell us. There we go. So it can reach all of this. It's all under threat. And it's got the point defense to defend against it. And while that T2PD might be firing in, it's only hitting a mass extractor. Alright, UEF bomber is here up the front. He's got nothing. He's got a commander that has no upgrades. He's got... oh no, that's his base back there. What was that? No, that is his base. So he's been gifted the single mass extractor, and he's actually working off that, which is currently under an upgrade to get up higher. Okay. Things got a little bit quiet after that first little manic piece of work, and this triad is getting picked on by T2RD, and there's a mobile missile. Scuzz, you don't want to do that. Really a bad idea. Got pingers going out all over the place. Yo has to fall back. Scuzz has to run like a little bitch because he is falling down to the health range. He's not going to be safe because there's T2RD firing in as well. Down here we have UEF Bomber just prowling around, scooping up mass, trying to finish off that T3 mix upgrade because he needs it. Let's check out what's going on. Well, I've got a few units sitting up here. They're not long for this world. They're fine. Routines should be safe. And we have a group pushing up the top as well, but they're going to run into a pair of commanders. Yeah, damaged as they are, they should be absolutely fine. They're all T1. Right, these guys die, and Routines has a T2 point defense down, and he's going to pop down a shield or another PD there. It's going to be safe, but this T2 RD is getting work done. Is he focusing? Yes, he is. So he's given commands to fire on things directly, focusing down the mixers first. And we're picking up a bunch of comms up here, and Apocryta. He has an Aeon gun con with a shield, but he's up against a other pair of gun comms. Those are bombers coming in to do some extra damage, And that shield is just dropping off in the face of 2 enemy commanders. He has to keep pushing forwards though. He's going to get a mutual. No, keep going forwards. You want to kill him. Nope, he's wanting to try and survive, so he wants to run away. Does not want to stand still. He's got bombers overhead. There's nothing for the bombers. You may as well push on in and go for the mutual kill, because you're gonna die anyway. Well, here's the inties, so there were interceptors around. Now he needs to run away. Wait, Versy's been defeated by Scars? What? I'm so confused. Apocryphus defeated by Scars. I don't know what happened there. Is that a control K? Must have been a control K, right? Yes, no, maybe? I don't know. But definitely up here though. Apocryphus. He needed. I think he needed to try and go for the trade. If he managed to be in range and cause a double comb explosion, he could have got, maybe got 2 for 1 actually. But anyway, we have Twisty down here, and he is just having a field day with his ranged commander, just picking things off. Because the shield would be the best thing to do, because then that will stop protecting stuff. But he's going for the eco. A couple of shots could have killed that. Now he has to wade through it again. Now this is Blackworm pushing up, and he has to be really careful because that's a full health commander with T2 point defense behind him. Now he doesn't want to push that. Alright, checking out here, and we have T2 creep from this team over here, pushing up slowly, fully. And now Twisty. Twisty, what are you doing? You need to fall back. You have point defense going up, you have T1 RT in the area, you have a commander on your back. Although that commander is getting shot by T2 PD, and there's more of it coming up all the time. Why is that one not firing? Trying to shoot something else. That one's trying to shoot something else, you need to redirect that onto him. This guy's got the right idea. So Twisty is just standing up front, killing off Eco, letting the PD do the work against him, and his shield is holding, so he's okay for now. Alright, got a few units building up down the bottom, but yeah. Question is, now what? Twisty, you need to fall back, because that's another gun con, and your shield is gone. And I really hate noobs. He needs to think about falling back, maybe. Though it looks like he's just going to stand there and face tank everything, because why not? There are 3 comms versus 2, however. There is point defense in the area which can assist. You've got some T1 PD down here shooting away, you've got some T2 PD back here having a go. But that's a lot of health shooting off pretty fast, and that shield goes up just in time to save Yo. It's going to survive, and that's not looking good for these 2 here. A pair of healthy commanders in the vicinity. Noob's health is just falling off. A lot of fire coming back from Twisty, and the point defense, I think he's going to get out okay, especially if these guys bump up against each other and stop shooting. Right, let's have a look at the rest of the map. Nothing much else is going on. Looks like Ender has been able to reclaim a little bit of his base back, and we now have a point defense creep from Yo. So under shield will be absolutely fine, and well, noob can't stay there. Absolutely can't stay there. Alright. Looks like Twisty is good to go again. He's going to push up and start dishing out some damage with this comm. Going to help drag down that shield and soak some of the triad fire. This guy's been firing all day, every day. He hasn't got much done. There's a pair of TMD there, and there's the shield in the way as well, so nothing's going to happen. Gun upgrade going down for Blackwood, he's got one, going for the other, but here's where everything's looking interesting. Twisty again needs to be careful. He really wants to try and kill Yo, if he can. And Glan can't push up too far because of the point defense, and in fact Twisty is moving up. Can he take down this shield before it recharges? That would be the ideal thing. If that goes back up, then that's going to be... Yeah, shield goes back up, and now he's safe. But to make matters worse, what do we have here? A completely fresh commander wandering its Catharsis. He's got gun upgrade, he's got nano upgrade. That's going to be a problem. Very healthy. 12,000 hit points. You're going to want to run. In fact, a 4th commander, so Scuzz has wandered down as well with his. But look at their health just drop off Catharsis. Gun and Nano maybe, but holy heck, that's a lot of health just gone. Twisty is still rocking around with his Aeon Com, wanting to do some extra damage to Catharsis, keep him away. No, he's staying. Uh-oh. Blackworm. You wanted to scout that before you pushed up. You got nothing done there, my friend. I'm afraid that was suicide by bad choices. And he had air. He had T2 air, which could have done a lot of good. Checking out there, though, Scuzz has gone. So he has been picked off by the Zebrosaurus. He overstayed his welcome just a little bit. And he had a tech launcher, which now gets to do nothing. And this is all going, dear oh dear, Catharsis down into the reds. Yo, way down into the red. These guys can't afford to hang around. Neither can Glan, really. He's not too healthy either. Comparatively, Twisty once with that shield is not too bad shape. And of course we have I Really Hate Noobs, and he's able to push up and just PD creep his way into the base. The problem is down the bottom. We have Rittens wandering in with a Guncom, T2 Guncom, and units as well. So this is under some very threat. The question is, what can they do about it? And in fact, there's been some T2 pushes up the top here, and that is UEF trying to defend against those. He's not going to have a good time. Those things are faster than his com, and that's just bad. You want to put some T1 PD down. That will help clear things off. And speaking of units, though, they are coming down. We have an Obsidian. They're going to run into the commander, though, and that's going to be the end of them. That's not good news at all. As we noticed, well, yes, Twisty is coming back to try and help deal with that. And in fact, the T2 RD has turned around as well. There's 2 of them now, and they are firing back here on Rortons, trying to encourage him to run away. And run away he should. Because we have the Aeon Guncom coming along. We have people bitching at each other in chat. Classic Fortune Alliance. But here's T2 point defense here. That T3 Mass Extractor is not looking good. We have Twisty Sauce coming in with his commander now, and well, Rittens has to be careful. Not overly. Actually, he kind of does, because Twisty outranges him. But we have a second commander coming in from Overlander. So, yeah. Mercies. Oh, that'd be fun. Throw some mercies down on these guys and they won't have a good time at all. Is there any anti-air? Don't think there are. There is some. Up there. Up there's anti-air. But, yeah, Twisty, you're in trouble, my friend. You are now in range of a Guncom of his own, Nano Guncom with the area repair, and his health is just going to fall away. Time to use those mercies before they get shot down. Ah dear. Twisty is standing his ground. I think he's stuck actually. Yeah, stuck on that T1 PG for a bit. And the mercies are dead. So no mercies. That would have been ideal to use over here. Could have knocked out, well, could have knocked out either one of these guys earlier perhaps. They were much lower on health, but now the problem is what's left. T2ID has come in response by glance. He's got his own and they are firing back. I think this is going to be the... And yeah, it is fun. Bam, it's like, you know, that's exactly what you do. You walk away, you go in, you fight, you go away, you come back, go away, come back. But yeah, right now, down with the yellow is UEF. Twisty needs to be careful as well. There's just units. Wind defense around, but it's not going to last long. Just had myself a bit of water. T2HU is going to go down. We have Russians wandering away. Overland is just standing there tanking it like a boss. Twisty's trying to get some damage in, but oh, that's a lot of regen. That is so much regen on that common 3-star vet. Nano regen, and just look at his health go back up. That is just ridiculous. Right, Noobs is trying to come back with some of his own T2PD to help shoo things away, but yeah, Russian's doing the same thing with his 4-star comm. He's popping up some PD. Overlander just stands there and basically ignores the Cerberus turrets while he reclaims mass. Now we have more T2ID coming over from there, and yeah, the units, there you go. Another commander up the top from EXO, that's a Aeon Guncom with a shield. It is pretty much GG. I don't see them getting out of this, but it was some silly fun. It's not just the nano, sorry, the regen plus the ranks of veterancy to give a higher health pool and more regen there again. Just nuts. I mean, he's just walking up and tanking that. He just doesn't give a shit. Overlander don't care. Overlander don't give a shit. But now he gives a shit. That's maybe too much PD to stand in front of. And he can't see him anymore? Does he have no radar? He has no radar.
Under attack.
Gotta fall back. He has the range to do the damage, but with no radar. There's radar. Why can't I see it? Oh? Oh no, there we go. Can see it now, so that is fine. Yeah, a 5-star comm with a double nano. A 5-star comm with double nano is, well, you need experimental to stop him. Oh dear. That's a Xenocide committing suicide. Realizes the game is up and just wanders on in. He knew exactly what he was doing. Absolutely knew. We have 2 comms up here now. So Catharsis with his own nano gun comm. EXO with a gun shield comm. It's not going to be long now before this is the end. I don't think we're going to see 5 stars, to be honest. I don't think there's enough units left on the map for him to vet off. Like that. Pointing finger's dying as soon as he puts it up. And with a couple of comms focusing him down, he's not going to live long either. I really hate noobs? Yeah. I mean, he says he really hates noobs. He had a couple on his team. But to be fair, most of them were average. Average Joes, not noobs. Only a couple. He played well though. I mean, he did this and had a really good PD creep coming on. But his team just couldn't hold flanks. Yeah, he did really well for himself. And then there was UEF, who was playing Cybran. Oh, and Twisty, who is, there we go. Wow. Oh, his shield's gone. That's why he's dying so much. And T2ID. Unlucky. I think he might have been able to get a kill there if his shield popped on and the T2ID wasn't around, but it was, and he didn't. So he died. But now it's down to UEF surrounded by 4 commanders, units, point defense. If Guile was here, he would say it's a Cybran getting what he deserves. We'll just watch that. Oh no. I wanted the explosion. How dare you, Control K. Rude. So close to dying anyway. Ah dear. Here we go. There we go. A good old silly Summer Duel 8v8. a lot of the time it's just silly fun. A little bit of back and forth on this, couple of kills on each side, but then the unfortunate couple of very silly decisions. Like, I don't know why he decided to walk into point defense and a commander and units. It was a bad idea. But that's... guy with the UF name is getting pounded. This is true, but UF or not, he's Cybran. We know how Guile feels about Cybrans, those spiky space socialists. Okay, folks, that has been a bit of fun. Sorry about not being here on Monday. I was ill, and I was certainly not up to casting. There was absolutely no chance of that happening. But still feeling a little bit under the weather, so going to wrap up this cast slightly short tonight, giving you a few games to watch. Bit of fun, bit of silliness, bit of competitiveness, and I want to say thank you for hanging out, thank you for tuning up. I would play some games, but it looks like there's not enough guys on, and I could be waiting for quite a while to get into any of those, so... Alrighty folks, I will say thank you once again. Have yourselves a good day, morning, night, whatever time zone you're in. Have fun, stay safe, take care, farewell.